Hello everyone, this is Ashish Sani from Innovate Yourself. Welcome back to my channel. Once again, I am back with a new video for Python programming for the beginners, plus the connectivity of your Python programming with the Postgres database. So that's what we were discussing in the last session, where we have seen that how to do the installation of Postgres in your system. So that is what we have seen. Now the next thing is that we have to link our Postgres to the Python programming. But before that, as I promised, that I will be making one session on all the queries available inside the Postgres. So this session is all about that, in which you will be learning all about the different queries available in Postgres, so that you can understand what queries you have, what operations they can do. Like in the Postgres database, we will be performing the CRUD operation, which is like create, read, update, delete. So these are all the kind of different queries which we will be having to perform these various operations, these various tasks. So that's all we will be learning today. Now let's not waste time and let's understand what are the different queries and how to execute them. What are the syntax for that? So let's see that. Alright, so in the last session I have already shown you that how you can open your Postgres. So let me just open it again. So here you can see this is a command which I will be writing now, so that I can directly go to the Postgres database. So firstly just open it and just mention the password for it, and inside this now you can see you have a VM instance for your Postgres. Now we are inside that. Now to do that, we will be simply typing a first command psql, so that we can open our Postgres. So that is what I want to do right now. Now just run it. So you can see now I'm inside the Postgres database, where I will be having all my different queries and everything available, right? So that is all that I have done right now. Now what next I want to do is that I want to learn, I want to understand and see what are the different queries available over here which I can use to perform the CRUD operations. So firstly, let's see what are the different databases which are available in my Postgres, because in Postgres we have multiple databases in which we will be having multiple relation, where we will be having your complete data stored. So that is all that I want to learn right now. So for that, first thing is that how should I access all the databases, or let's say how should I get the list of all the databases available inside the Postgres. So for that we have a very simple command, and that simple command is /l, which will be giving you the list of all the databases available. So you can see these are the names of databases which you have right now. So IYDB, Postgres, template 0, template 1. So these are the different databases which are already existing in your database, which is already existing in your Postgres database, right? So this is all about that, and this is the way how you can get the list of databases. Similarly, now the next thing is, if I have to use any of it, if I have to create any of it and then I have to use it, then how should I use it? Because I don't want to use the databases which is already created in here, right? So to do that, first thing is that I have to create a new database. So for that you can simply type create database space, give a name for that. So let's say Innovate DB. So it's like Innovate database, right? Now semicolon and press enter. Now can you see create database? So that means the database is already created. Now the next thing is I can check this command again, and I will find that this database is now present in here. So let me run it again. Now can you see, now I have created a new database, and in that database I am having this name for that, right? So this is what exactly I'm having. Now what next I have to do? Now further I have to create some relations inside this database, so that I can store my data into that. Relations is like just a table, right? In MySQL or in any other database, you must have understood the same thing with the name table, that you have a table, in that you will be storing your data. But in Postgres we have relation instead of table. So this is what it is, and that is why we are calling it as relation, right? Now to do that, I have to switch to this database, because currently I am on to this Postgres, right? I am into this database right now. So I want to switch it. To switch it, you have a very simple command /c, which will be connecting to your new database. And what is the new database? That new database is this Innovate DB. Now press enter. Now you can see you are now connected to database InnovateDB as user Postgres, right? So this is what exactly we have done. And after switching to the new database, you can see over here the name over here is changed to InnovateDB. Before it was Postgres, just because previously we were working on this database, right? So right now I'm inside InnovateDB, so now I can write my further queries, right? So this is how we can create a new database. This is how we can switch to the database. So this is all that we have seen. Now the next thing is I want to check that what are the different tables, or let's say what are the different relations available inside that. So to check that, I have another command which is /dt, which will be giving you the list of relations, right? So press enter. Now you will see did not find any relation. So the reason for that is I created a new database, and inside that new database I don't have anything because I haven't added anything yet, right? So that is what I have done. Now the next thing is that how should I create a new relation so that will be available in here, and I can further store my data to that. So to do that, the next thing is that I will be creating a very simple relation. Here to create a relation, the thing is that I will be creating in the same way like create table and something, but generally we call it as a relation, right? So that you can see right now over here, right? Did not find any relation, so that is why we just term it as relation. Otherwise, when we have to create it, we simply create it like create table and just write the name of your table. Let's say my table name is user details, right? So for example, this is my name. Now open the bracket, and over here I just want to pass on the different fields, or let's say I just want to write the name of the different columns plus the type of that and what type of value it is going to store, right? So to do that, let's say firstly it's ID, and ID will be of integer type. Let's say int integer space plus this ID should be a unique value. This should not be a duplicate value, right? Because this ID is going to be like a, let's say a unique ID plus that is like an identification for a particular user, right? So that is why I will be creating it as a primary key. So primary key simply means that you cannot assign the duplicate values to this column, which is ID, right? So this is why I am creating it as primary key. Now press enter. Plus one, you can do one more thing over here, that you can add like autofill. So you can add it over here, but right now I don't want to do it. I just want to make it unique. Now press enter. Now over here write the next column. Next column is, let's say, name, and over here the name is like a character type of a thing, or let's say it's a string data. So I will be typing it like varchar. So varchar is a type of your data, right? So this type of data you will be having, and in here you will be typing the length of your data, like what can be the maximum length for your data. So it will be like varchar 255 can be the maximum length, comma, press enter. Similarly, let's add another detail. Let's say that is email ID, right? So I will be typing the email. Same thing I will be doing over here, varchar, because this is also another string. So let's say 255 is the length for this also, right? So let's make this much only. This is a very small table which I am creating right now. Now close the bracket, put a semicolon and press enter. Now can you see? Create table, this is the output that you have got, which simply means that your table has been created, or let's say your relation has been created, right? Now further, when you will check with this query, which is /dt, you will find that now you will have a list of relations, and in this list of relation you will be having everything like schema is public, name is user detail, which this is the name of your table, type is table, similarly owner is Postgres. So this is how we have created the list of relations over here. Now similarly, currently what I have done, I have simply created a table, and that table contains few fields which I have created just right now. And after that, the next thing is I just want to add some more data, because currently if I will try to check that what data I'm having inside this table, or let's say what data I'm having inside this relation, then I will not get anything, just because I haven't stored anything to that, right? So this is what exactly I have done right now. And before checking for that part, I just want to check like what I just want to describe it, for example. So in the description, I just want to check what are the different fields available, what is the type of your data, what type of data you're going to store into that field. So to do that, I will be simply doing like slash d and the name of your table, user details, right? Now here you can see I have described my table, and on description you can see these are the column names. This is the type of your data that you're typing over here, and this is like nullable data. This is not null, this cannot be null. This is like you must be having some data inside that, right? And also in here user detail p key, like primary key, b tree, id. So that means id will be a primary key, so that is why it is specifying it over here. So this is the way how I have described the table. Now the next thing is that I have to insert some data, I have to store some data into my table. So for doing that, the next thing that I have to do is that I have to insert into, and after that, what is the table name? User details, open the brackets, user details, let's say values, open the brackets. Over here just pass the values one by one. Now the values will be like firstly for id, comma, over here just pass the name inside the single quotation. In Postgres you have to use a single quotation to pass the variable type of data, which is like string data. So you have to pass in the single quotation. So let's say Ashish Seni is my name, right? Similarly my phone number, let's say, and that is also, sorry, not phone number, actually that is email id, right? So let's say, alright, so this is my email id, so this is what I have added right now. Now put a colon and press enter. Now can you see insert 0 1, that means one data has been added, or let's say one data has been inserted to your table that you have created, right? So this is what I have done. Now the next thing is, similarly I can add one more data, let's say innovate yourself, and now I will try to add email id. Alright, so this is what I want to do, and this time I will not change this value, right? So press enter. Now can you see error, duplicate key value violates unique constraint user details p key. So that means right now you are trying to add the value for id which is already existing. So that means you cannot add that just because you have made that id as a primary key. So this is how you can use the primary key, and this is how this primary key will not allow you to add a duplicate value, right? So this is what exactly you can do. Now press enter. Now you can see again a new value is added. So this is the way how you can insert your data. Now we have inserted two values. Now to check that what data I'm having inside that table. So to do that, you already know, I think, that what you should do. You simply have to do like select star, star means all, select all data from where I want to check it from user underscore details, right? So this is what I'm going to do. Now press enter. Now you can see this is the way how we have our data, and this is the way how you can check all your data that is available inside your table. So this is the way how you can do it. Similarly, right now I'm trying to check all the data, so that's why I put star. If you don't want to check complete data, let's say I want to check name only, select name, then I will simply type select name from this. Or let's say I want to check select id and name, so you can type it like select id comma name from this. So this is the way how you can pass this data, or let's say this is the way how you can pass the query and you will get the result for that. So this is how we can do that. And another thing is select name. For example, I want to select name from user detail, but this time I want to check the detail based on some condition, and that condition can be, let's say, where id equal to let's say 1, right? Now press enter. Now what is the output? Now I have the value name, like for example, if I will try to access this only, then what you will get? You will get both the names. But now I am putting on a condition, and that condition is that id will be 1. If the id is 1, then I have to select the name. What is the id? ID is 1, and as per that you will get the value as this. Similarly, if I will change this to 2, then you will get the value as innovate yourself. So that means this is the way how you can select your data as per your condition plus as per the data that you want. So that is totally up to you that how you want to access your data. That is the reason and that is the way how you can collect your data, like how much data you want, right? So this is all about creating a data, creating a table, creating a database, switching to the database, and also updating the table, right? So or let's say inserting the table. So this is all that we have seen right now. Now the next thing is, suppose if I already have some data with me, I already have seen so many queries, whatever I can apply right now. Now the next thing is, if I want to delete some data, right? If in case I want to delete some data, let's say if I in case I want to delete a table, then what should I do? So for that you simply have a command like drop table. What is the table name? User underscore details. What happened? Drop table. So you have dropped the table, you have deleted the table. Now if I will try to apply this query, what will happen? You will get an error just because relation user detail does not exist, because previously it was existing but I deleted that. After deleting, you will not be able to get the result for that particular command that you will be trying to access. So this is how we can delete that table. This is the way how we can create the table. That is all we have seen right now. Now in the same way we can delete the database as well, right? So for example, now I want to delete a database, and that database is delete drop database innovate db. Now press enter. Cannot drop the currently open database. Currently I am inside this database only, so that's the reason it is not allowing me to drop it. But if I will be outside of this database, then it will allow me to delete it, and that database will not exist afterwards, right? So that is how we can create a database, create a table, drop a database, drop a table. So this is all that we can do right now, right? So that is totally up to us. Now I have to perform a few more queries. So for that, let me create the table again, right? So this is the way how I have created again, and now let me insert few data again. One is this one, and the second one is this one, right? So now I have the data. Now I can simply check the and put the conditions again. So that is all that I have done. Alright, so let me check it again. Select star from user underscore details. Right, so this is the data that I'm having right now. Now suppose the next thing that I have to do right now is, previously when I was creating a table, when I updated the data, I was having the name as Ashish Saini, but afterwards due to some circumstances, or let's say that user who has entered the name, that has changed his name. So now he wants to change the name here from Ashish Saini to Ashu Saini. So in that case, what should I do? So to do that, we have another query, or let's say we have another command through which we can update the existing data. So to do that, we have a query, and that query is like update. What is the table? The table is user underscore details space set. What you have to set? You have to set name equal to, what is the name? It's Ashu Saini, right? So this will be the value. When this will be the value, so accordingly I will be putting a condition where I have a unique ID, and that unique ID will be existing only for a single user. So that means I can use this ID parameter, I can use this ID value to set the value over here, or let's say to replace the value over here. So where ID equal to, what is the ID? ID is 1. So that means I want to update this value. I want to update Ashish Saini to Ashu Saini. So that is what I want to do. Now when I will run it, you will see update 1. Now let's check it again. Now can you see now? Now the value has been converted from Ashish Saini to Ashu Saini, and that is stored inside where? It is stored inside my table which was already existing, and now this is the way how I can update the value. I can update the already existing value, right? So this is how we can use the update query, and accordingly we can update the data that we already have, right? So that is all about this. Now this is the way how we can delete it. Now the next thing is, suppose I already have created some data, and in that data I entered some wrong data, right? By mistake I entered some wrong data. Now the next thing is, I want to delete that row. For example, this is my row, or let's say this is my row which I entered, and that row I entered by mistake, just because that is not the correct data. I entered it incorrectly. So to do that, what I want to do next is, I just want to delete this row. So if in case I want to delete this row, what should I do? I have another query, and that another query is delete query. So I can use delete from where I have to delete it. Delete from user underscore details. Okay, I have to delete it from user details. What value I have to delete? I have to delete the data where id equal to 1, because id is the unique data, and based on this id I can remove any of the data one by one, right? So that's up to me. So this is the way how I can delete the data. Now press enter. Now you will see delete 1. Now let's try to check it. Now can you see, first data, which is Ashu Saini data, this has been removed, this has been deleted. Now this is the way how you can update the data. This is the way how you can delete the data from your existing table which you already have, where you already have some data, right? So this is the way how you can do it, right? So this is all about this. Now the next thing is that we have another query. Now the next condition is, suppose initially I was trying to create a table, and when I created that table I was not having much requirement. At that time I was only having the requirement as like id, name and email id, right? So this is what I have made at that time. Now the next thing is, afterwards I had a new requirement, and as per the new requirement I have to add a new column to the existing table. So right now that means I already have a table with me, and in that table I have to add a new column. So I have two options. Either I will delete the complete table and then again add all the data whatever it is already existing, or I will update the column into the existing table. So definitely I will go for the second option, because deleting a table and adding it again will take a lot of time, plus maybe there are chances that some of your data can be lost as well. So I don't want to take that risk, so that's why I will directly go to the second option. So as per that, I will be using my second query, and that second query is alter, which can be used to update your existing column, right? So the query which I will be using right now, that is alter table. What is the table name? User underscore details. So this is the table name, right? And now the next thing is that what exactly you want to do, whether you want to delete some data or you want to add some data. Currently I have to add a new data, so that's why I will simply type add what? Add your column name. What is the column name? Column name is, let's say, date of birth, right? Let's say this is the date of birth which I have to add over here, right? Space. What is the type of this? The type of this is date. All right, so this is how I have added. This is the column name plus this is the data type for that, right? Now put a semicolon and press enter. Now can you see alter table? Your table has been altered. Now if I will try to check this query, now you will see maybe you don't have any data right now over here, but now you can see you have added a new column over here. So this is how we can add a new data, or let's say this is the way how I can add a new column to the existing table. Similarly, if I don't want to add a new table, or let's say I want to delete the existing column, so what should I do? Instead of adding this, I can simply type drop. What should I drop? I want to drop date of birth, right? Can you see? Alter table. Now let's check it again. Can you see? This is the way how you can add the column. This is the way how you can delete the column, right? So that is the way you have seen all the different operations available over here through which you can update your data in any format, whether in the column format, whether in the row format, whether to delete it, whether to add it. So everything you have seen. So that is all about the different queries available inside the Postgres database. And now I hope everything is clear to you, but still if you are facing any difficulties in understanding any of the query, feel free to leave a comment below in the comment section. And also there are some few other queries as well which maybe I haven't covered over here. So if you have any doubts regarding that also, then also you can leave a comment below and you can ask me if you have any queries regarding that. So that is all from my side for today. So if you have liked our video, do click on the like button, and if you are new to our channel and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, do click on the subscribe button so that you do not miss any videos from our channel. And also you can press the bell icon so that whenever we will upload a new video, you will get a notification for that. So that is all for today. Till then, bye bye and happy learning.